Have you ever sat in a room during a big game and felt absolutely nothing? In a country where Sundays basically shut down for football, where grown adults paint their faces, buy jerseys every season, scream at referees, and cry over teams that don't even know they exist. Some people just don't cut it. Not because they're trying to be edgy, not because they didn't grow up around it, and not because they don't get it. They simply look at the spectacle and feel like they're watching a broadcast meant for someone else entirely. Most people assume these individuals are antisocial, boring, or just clueless about the rules. But psychology suggests something very different. People who don't obsess over sports aren't missing something. They're noticing something most others never question. Let's start with the tribal pull. Sports fandom is tribalism in modern packaging. Us versus them. Your colors against theirs. Your city against their city. And for most of human history, this instinct literally kept us alive. You needed a tribe. Being excluded wasn't inconvenient. It was fatal. Modern sports hijacked that ancient wiring. When your team scores, your brain pumps out dopamine and testosterone like you personally achieved something. Research shows fans experience real hormonal changes after wins and losses. The same chemical responses our ancestors had after hunting, victories, or territorial dominance. This even showed up during elections. In 2008, studies found that men who voted for Obama had higher testosterone levels after he won compared to McCain voters. Your brain doesn't separate your team winning the Super Bowl from your candidate winning the White House. Victory is victory. Defeat is defeat. But here's where non-fans stand out. Their brains aren't broken. They're not lacking instinct. They simply have a higher threshold for what triggers that tribal response. For them, loyalty based only on geography feels arbitrary. Think about it. Your home team is assigned by where your parents happened to live when you were born. Players rotate constantly. Owners are billionaires who would relocate overnight if another city offered better tax breaks. And the tribe you're supposed to feel bonded to is mostly a brand identity wrapped in merchandise. People who don't obsess over sports look at all of this, and their mind simply says, "This isn't my tribe." The signal doesn't land. They are not rejecting connection. They're choosing a different kind of belonging. One rooted in shared ideas, shared projects, shared values. Not shared colors on a jersey. It's a conscious choice for a more stable kind of community. Now, let's talk cognitive real estate. Your brain has limited space for deep emotional investment. Being a committed sports fan isn't a casual thing. It's practically a lifestyle. You need to know rosters, stats, histories, trades, rivalries, strategies, coaching shifts. You need to follow news, remember highlights, track standings. This takes enormous mental bandwidth. Many people who don't follow sports have simply allocated their passion elsewhere. Their obsession slot is already filled with music, markets, coding, building something, studying something, perfecting something. It's not that they couldn't learn the sport, it's that their mind is already carrying a full season commitment to something else. Their brain made a calculation, consciously or not. Hours memorizing batting averages, or hours mastering a skill. Emotional investment in outcomes they can't control, or in outcomes they can. And their brain chose differently. Now, let's talk mirror neurons. These are the cells that fire not only when you do something, but when you watch someone else do it. It's why you flinch when you see someone get hit. It's why your heart races when a player is sprinting toward the end zone. Scientists have shown that athletes and spectators light up similar brain regions during a game. When you watch a quarterback launch a perfect spiral, your motor cortex activates when a striker scores. Your reward center fires like you scored. This is the neurological engine behind sports obsession. But mirror neurons require identification. You have to see yourself in the person you're watching, even in a symbolic way. People who don't obsess over sports often simply identify differently. Their mirror neurons fire for musicians hitting impossible notes, chefs perfecting a dish, craftspeople building something beautiful, entrepreneurs creating something from nothing. They still experience the rush, just not from a touchdown. Their brain isn't asking, who won the game? It's asking, who inspires me enough to mirror? Now comes the biggest distinction. Sports offer a ready-made narrative. The stakes are prepackaged. The heroes and villains are assigned. The drama is automatic. The viewer is simply along for the ride. There's nothing wrong with that. Humans need stories. We've gathered around them since fire and language first existed. But people who don't obsess over sports are often wired differently. They don't want to consume stories. They want to create them. The hours others spend watching games, they spend building something. The emotional investment others give to a team's season, they give to their own life's work. They're not spectators cheering for someone else's ending. They're writing their own storyline, their own rules, their own stakes. Not better, just oriented differently. Now, let's talk social cost, because there is one. Anyone who doesn't follow sports in the US knows exactly what I mean. Sports are social glue. They're the default small talk at work, at barbecues, at bars, at airports, at family gatherings. When you can't participate, you feel that tiny moment of separation, that quiet hint of being the odd one out. People who don't follow sports learn to navigate this. Some fake Italiano, some redirect, some accept the subtle distance. But here's what they also discover. The conversations without sports become deeper. When you can't rely on the "how about that" game buffer, you have to actually connect. You learn what someone thinks, believes, creates, or dreams about. The surface cracks fast. The real stuff comes sooner. And that often leads to richer friendships. Now let's talk presence. When a big game is on, life pauses for millions. For 3 hours, nothing else matters. The stress of life disappears. It's immersion. It's escape. It's a socially accepted trance. And for many, it's healthy. But the people who don't follow sports, they've built different rituals, different portals into flow state. The workshop, the studio, the instrument, the late-night project. Their escapes don't just absorb them. They often create something. A skill improved. A craft evolved. A project advanced. Something that didn't exist before now exists. They're not anti-escape. They've just chosen escapes with different returns. And here's the important part. They're not judging fans. Most understand the joy, the emotion, the unity. They've just realized it's not for them. And they're completely okay with that. So, what does all of this mean? People who don't obsess over sports aren't deficient, antisocial, or disconnected. They've simply opted out of one tribal structure in favor of others. They've allocated their mental bandwidth more intentionally. Their mirror neurons fire for different heroes. They're more drawn to creating narratives than consuming them. Their silence during the big game isn't emptiness. It's the hum of a different engine. They're not uninterested. They're invested elsewhere. They've looked at the transaction, the time, the emotional volatility, the borrowed identity, and decided the exchange rate doesn't work for them. They realized something many never learn. Where you aim your attention determines who you become. Choosing to aim it somewhere other than the scoreboard isn't withdrawal. It's a different kind of participation. A participation where you're not watching someone else chase a championship. You're quietly building your own. Drop a comment and share your story. If this resonated with you, hit like and subscribe. Because here, we break down psychology in a way that actually explains your mind. See you next time.